Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are doing our Week 4 power rankings post Week 3, where we had things stabilize out a little bit. Found out a little bit more about some teams that did not play a lot of matches and all that kind of good stuff. All right, guys, here's part 2 of our power rankings for the week. These are numbers 1 through 10. And let's get to it.
Yeah, let's go to number 10. A team that got another slight uptick after falling pretty hard.
They're still disarray, but...
Yeah, they're still in disarray, but they looked a lot better today. And that's the Hangzhou Spark.
Yeah, I thought they looked better. They looked better. Guxue, they had in most of the time. Mm-hmm. No Smite is just too damn aggressive.
Yeah.
If someone died more than Roar and Fate, it was No Smite.
Yeah.
Well, and the hilarious thing is going into the season, everyone's like, well, they got 2 tanks. What are they gonna do? And they've both been kind of playing bad.
Right.
Or I don't know what. I don't want to call it bad. They just, I don't know. They just haven't looked great.
Yeah, I really think that they had to have established today especially against the Gladiators.
Yeah.
I think they finally figured out that no matter the limitations and all of that,
and the communication stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The limitations with their language barriers and all that. Despite all of that, Guxue needs to play every map because he is just the far superior Reinhardt.
Yeah, especially this meta. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and he is more controlled.
Yes.
I mean, he's a more controlled, but he's still like a crazy aggressive player.
But he's much more calculated with his aggression.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest key for them.
Exactly.
They just looked a lot better today, and that's why
more organized.
Yeah, they looked more organized, and even against San Francisco, they looked more organized. Just San Francisco's just
Violet.
They're really, really good.
We'll talk about them later, but Violet, holy fuck, man.
Yeah,
that did.
It was just a really tough match. That even if they had played to their best, I still think that they would have struggled to win.
Yeah. And, you know, we call them kind of a mid-level team. Mm-hmm. Just because of some of the communication issues and things like that. But they had definitely had the potential to rise, way higher.
Right.
And, they're proving to some people, too, that they can play this meta. Mm-hmm. Which is one of the things I liked about watching that match today. Everyone's like, well, they're going to run fucking wacky strats, and like they're running the meta and they're doing well at it, and they beat the Gladiators. Is it a big deal? I don't know.
It's hard to tell anymore.
Yeah,
but they came in, they knew their business. They looked just a lot cleaner today.
Yeah, other than the fact that
despite their opponent, they proved that they are capable of doing that again.
Yeah. Other than the fact that like fucking Easter Sunday in there with the pink and purple.
Right.
It's like, where are the Easter eggs, man?
No kidding.
So is that our Easter Sunday feature match?
Right. Give me my freaking Reese's eggs.
Where are my peeps?
Right now.
Dude, alright, sidetrack. Totally on the Starburst sour jelly beans.
Oh, yeah, you got me hooked on those, you son of a bitch.
I did that last year, didn't I?
You did. How many times I walked into your house, the first thing I did was just reach my hand directly into that jelly bean bowl.
Yes. And it's a big fucking bowl.
It is.
Like, I kept stalking the Walgreens. Like,
just waiting for him to go on clearance.
No, this last couple weeks.
Oh,
you that Valentine's Day shit and start putting out the fucking jelly beans, man? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, no kidding.
Get on your job, man. I need my addiction. And then I get sick of them by about...
Oh, yeah, like a month before even Easter gets there.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm done with these.
Yeah. Oh, everybody hates me in my department, too, because I brought like 3 bags of them. I should just buy cases of them. Anyway, so off my addiction issues.
So yeah, the Spark, they looked a lot better this week.
And it's promising because you get into this top 10 and everybody all move around and it's like, well, they're good. They're not. Are they? I kind of like this.
Oh yeah, I'm loving this.
This is fantastic.
It's been great so far. So let's move on to number 9. We've got the Guangzhou Charge.
You hear that, guys? Crack the top 10.
Yep.
Guangzhou Charge. Can we stop giving me shit about that?
Exactly.
Although I did say after they barely beat the Mayhem, don't call them a top 10 team. I changed my mind today. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Valiant. The Valiant have not been very good at all. But it was the way that they beat them. Like, they hammered that team. And Rio outclassed them on...
And Shu.
Yep, Rio and Shu. Hotba. How many freaking ults did Hotba eat today? It had to be at least 5.
He had 3 in the first fucking map.
Right.
Well, that was when I was like, hey, Kareev, it's got a 2-second cooldown, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, Hotba
God.
was on that.
Happy
looked really good today.
Happy's great.
KYB,
Kib?
I don't know how to say it. Kib. Yeah.
He looked good, too.
Yeah, he looked
he's
really
good. He's a nice addition to that team. Well, I mean, he's been there all along, but when they bring him out, he's really good. I'm starting to like this team a little bit.
I am, too.
More than, I was just like, The one guy we really like hasn't been playing much, and that's Eileen. Which goes back to my point earlier when I said, some of the really good DPS players are kind of not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got to get ready for this next meta. It's going to change. Yeah. I keep saying that. I sound like the doomsday sayer. This is going to go away.
Right.
And you're going to have to deal with fucking Genji and Mercy again. And then you'll all be complaining about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
No one's ever happy with any of that. But
just
the
play and have
Chargers
fun.
Really good today.
Yeah, they did.
I'm very happy with this team.
They impressed me today.
Slowly coming around to almost becoming a fan.
No, that's not going to happen. But
it's probably not going to happen. No, but
not for me.
But I'm enjoying watching them, and I look forward to watching their games. We'll put it at that.
Because it's always something interesting,
mm-hmm.
and it's not Chengdu wacky interesting or how Florida's going to lose today interesting, or stuff like that, or how bad New York and Vancouver are going to mash somebody. It's just okay. They're doing different things, and it's kind of cool.
Right, because they're even using the same meta, but they're approaching it in different ways.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah.
More likable than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah,
and they're playing really well.
I mean, to be fair, they've had a pretty easy schedule. So
I'd call it kind of even. Well,
today, this week especially, they had a really easy one. But even I still have to go back to last week when they took Vancouver to 5 games.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
It was.
I mean, as far as the way they played. I kind of was doing Vancouver with 2 matches, and they kind of didn't care about this one. They still took them to 5. I'll give them that.
Yep.
And Vancouver had them do a monster fucking diva bomb at the end to cap it.
Exactly. They had to pull off a really big play to win it and close it out. So, I do think that they're legit. They have a chance of sneaking into the stage playoffs.
Actually, current standings, they're right in.
Yeah.
Them in Toronto, which...
Yeah, they're right in there because they've got a good map differential too.
Yeah. Let's move up to number 8. Okay, they slipped down a spot. The Toronto Defiant, they slipped down a spot because they lost, really.
Right.
And they got mashed. But
by New York. But who doesn't get mashed by New York?
They gave them a fight, though.
They did.
People give them a fight, and it's like, stop playing with your food, New York.
Right.
They're like a cat.
Hey, they played really good. Toronto played a really good defense on the final Dorado map.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, New York emptied the bench. Like, it was like, it's like after...
it's like the third quarter in a preseason NFL game.
Yeah. Or the third quarter in like an NBA blowout where it's just like, okay, we're up 30 points, empty the bench, none of the starters are playing the rest of this game.
Holy shit, I didn't know Sean Marion still played, but okay.
Right.
He's still collecting a check? No, anyway. But Toronto, I mean, they're my adopted team. I mean, you kind of like them too. They kind of got swag. Different kind of swag. I mean, they look good. When they look good, they look really good. And then there are moments when they're just kind of, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why they're like barely in the top 10. I mean, and that being said, holy shit, Ivy's the best fucking Zarya in the league.
Yeah, he's right up there. Probably the only person that I would say is better is Nene.
Nene. Well, I mean, there's a couple guys. Nene, Sinatra.
But honestly, I'd probably put Ivy above Sinatra, because I feel like Nene would be able to transfer that to any team. Sinatra probably could as well, but I feel like Sinatra also has the benefit of having so much talent around him that he's able to do it. And obviously the same can be said for Nene, but he has put himself so far above everybody else, even still, that he's just showing that, holy shit. You're surrounded by all this talent, and you are fully taking advantage of it because you are incredibly good.
That being said, though, Ivy is taking advantage of what he has, and the amount of grabs that he generates in a match are ridiculous.
It's insane.
They were just saying, Mr. X today was he has a grab every fight. It's because he knows how to mitigate the bubbles and all that to get the high charge. Mm-hmm. So he's just he's generating charge ult charge so fast that I was following Envy around on the All Access. It's Envy was you could kind of see what the fuck he wants to go grab, and I'm at 75%, dude. I can't go this fast.
Right.
But that being said, they are the best team in the league at the combo. Combo. Fight me on that. Because today, and even against New York, they always get something out of it. Mm-hmm. Which you usually have the grabs go, and then the bombs go, and then the trances go, and nothing happens.
Right.
It's just basically this big light show in the middle of the fucking cart. But somehow, well, it is.
Yeah, it really is. No, you're not wrong. I just love the way you're describing it.
and in voice, you feel like you're in an echo chamber. As soon as you hear rally to me.
Right.
Pass into the iris. It's it's seriously. I don't mind watching this, but I can't wait for it to go away. But anyway, they managed to get something out of that. Mm-hmm. And, you could say it's invaluable, but, there were 2 or 3 times where, Ivy picked the Brigida, or Envy, with the bomb on the grab. You don't think that's a big deal, but it makes them reset.
Right.
So, they're just way better than people think. And in this meta, Ivy and Envy have a synergy. And then Nako today was out for motherfucking blood.
Yeah, he was.
I don't care what he said.
You could tell he wanted to beat his former team.
And if you guys, I want you guys to go back and watch the video on Twitch or on the Overwatch League channel. They made he dropped that Boston thing in the middle of that Hollywood map. There was a point where him and fucking Envy he was putting the Boston thing up, and Envy was throwing the Toronto thing up over it on Volskaya.
Yeah.
I think it was Volskaya. So it was planned. It wasn't, I forgot to change my spray. Stop being that, man. Come on.
Of course it was. Right?
Every once in a while, be dog man.
Yes.
Just fucking stand up and scream that somebody's feeding. We'll get to them in a minute.
Yes. Oh, man, it was so good.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So enough gushing about the Defiant.
Yeah.
Let's move on to number 7.
We like our black and red teams.
Right. Let's move on to number 7. We got the Paris Eternal.
Yeah.
They dropped a decent amount with this team, mostly because they got absolutely
mashed,
clobbered by the rain.
At the end of that match, Wolf's said it best. He's like, okay, so what do we take away from today? Paris is not the best at 3-3 like everybody thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nothing to do with 3-3 this match. It had to do with skill, memeing, and getting your teeth kicked in.
Yep.
I mean...
And I went back. I didn't get to watch this live. I went back and I watched the full game today because I haven't really gotten to watch as much of Paris as I'd like to, and I wanted to get a better sense.
I wanted to see more too.
And because obviously they've only played 3 freaking games so far. It's so frustrating. Like the scheduling is super frustrating with that. So I definitely wanted to watch more of them and see how they were, and they just Atlanta just controlled every single aspect of that game.
Yeah, they did, which was shocking to me.
Start to finish, yeah. I was not expecting it.
No. They went into that match, and they knew what to do, and they knew how to beat it, and they just went in and beat the fuck out of it. Really,
I mean, they did. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not to say, Paris is still a very good team.
Is it the Ralph Wiggum meme? Stop, he's already dead.
Oh, yeah. It's not Ralph. I think it was the same person.
Just a Simpsons one.
But yeah, it's when Homer is beating that one guy who's stealing the hamburger when he's Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
He's like, stop, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was what Atlanta did to them.
Yeah.
I still think they're really good, though.
Oh, yeah.
In this
and that's why they're still in the top 10.
Yeah. And they only lost one game. We'll see in the next couple weeks when they play 2 games a week and they don't have one match to prepare for.
Right.
And obviously giving Atlanta one match to prepare for is not a good thing for the rest of the league.
I think next week we will definitely get a very good idea of where this Paris team is because, wow, do they have a brutal schedule next week.
Yeah.
They are playing Vancouver, and then they have to follow that up with San Francisco.
Yeah. We'll see where their GOATS comp is with those 2 teams. Especially with Vancouver, because, Vancouver's just going to come out and go mano-a-mano.
Oh, for sure.
Not mono, the best tank in the league, but...
Yeah, we'll save that pun for when they play against New York.
Yeah. Mono would have to be punching himself in the face for that to be a fight.
Pretty much. I think we're only going to get that when Bumper goes up against him.
Yeah, which will be fun.
Oh, God.
Which will be in the finals.
Stage playoffs, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Stage finals.
Not the stage finals. I'm not going full on with that yet. We could have 9 meta changes by then.
Oh, yeah. God.
Okay.
But yeah, so, yeah, Paris, number 7. Let's move on to number 6, a team that made a very, very big jump this week, and that is the London Spitfire. Jumped up 3 spots.
Because they figured out GOATS.
Yep, they figured out GOATS, and man, did they figure it out well.
Give Prophet the fucking big Zarya gun.
Yep.
He's the guy he's the annoying guy. How do I play this? Oh, this isn't that hard. What the fuck?
Why are you guys having such a hard time with this?
Yeah. but that being said, the rest of the team kind of is playing better.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to have more of a synergy with Prophet and Guard right now. Because Guard runs a really good Sombra. His Brigitte is good enough.
Yep.
And Prophet is doing Prophet things on Zarya, which is opening up for Gesture and everybody else to do what they do.
Well, also, Prophet gets to play a hero that really requires skill, and he gets to show just how much, and has a huge impact, and that's the kind of character you want Prophet on.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. If you don't have him on a character like that, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because he's just that good.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, your two damage dealers in this comp are Zarya and Zenyatta, for the most part. I mean, other components, D.Va, they all have their place. But your two biggest damage dealers are Zarya and Zenyatta, and you want your best DPS guy on Zarya. Especially Absolutely. Once he learns that, mitigating bubbles and all that to keep his charge high up. And it's just paid dividends to put him on there. And Guard is a serviceable Brigitte, and he runs a phenomenal Sombra when you need Sombra. The rest of the team is just the rest of the team, and they deserve to move up. We thought they were dead, but not really.
Yep.
All right.
They're here. I mean, to be fair, they've played against the Gladiators, who just have not looked good at all this stage. But, so that's why they haven't made a big jump up there to a top spot or be a top 5 team, but they have looked considerably better, and I think that only continues. And
there was a point in the last 3 weeks of over speculation by everybody, including us. We thought London was worse than the Gladiators.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they deserve to be up there, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
That's another fight me on that. We'll see what happens in the playoffs.
Right, and they've done enough to put themselves in a position to be in a playoff spot, so they have a very good shot of maintaining that, and God knows I wouldn't want to play against that team in the playoffs.
No. You put money in front of Prophet, and man, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason he's named Prophet.
Yeah. I'm beginning to understand why.
Yeah, right.
Every time he has 5 kill in the grand finals, he had that big rip tire stage 1 last year. I know all of his big plays.
Right.
Because I just watched him and said, oh, Prophet, okay, yeah. That guy. Anyway.
All right, let's move on to number 5. We've got the Philadelphia Fusion.
Their linchpin was back this week.
Yep.
In Boombox, and they did what they do. They won. Yep. And they look good. Well, fucking put in Fraggy, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Can we do that for the last couple of weeks of this meta?
With this team is just I get it. You want Sado to play, and pretty much any other time, he is probably going to be the better option. But right now, why are you not playing Fraggy?
I mean,
why is he even on your roster if you're not going to play him?
For crying out loud, you had Monty do a meanie put in Fraggy. It looked like Putin Fraggy.
Right.
I was like, Putin Fraggy? Is what? Yeah, a couple people were like, they were posting Vladimir Putin pictures, but anyway.
I love it.
But they looked so much better with Boombox in there, and it's nothing against Elk. And I really, really hope that people do not hold it against Elk for what happened in the last couple weeks, for crying out loud. They were playing Washington, but...
Right. But you can't hold it against him because, A, he's not a Zenyatta player. Yeah. First and foremost, he is a main healer. So he is primarily a Mercy or it's just you don't want to take Neptuno off of either of those characters. So he's just kind of there.
He's like a Mercio, Lucio, maybe Moira occasionally player.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about him, but yeah, that was a hard spot for that dude. I mean, he did what he could, but they won this week. They proved that when their full lineup is in there, they're as good as anybody else in the league.
Absolutely.
And it's not a consistency issue like last year. It's just Boombox apparently is the linchpin. Well, it's the position, really.
Yeah.
That flex support, if you do not have a good one, you are not going anywhere.
Right.
It's just, you have to have the damage, you have to have the timing on the ults and all that stuff. It's just so important that...
And usually that is your shot caller, too. And I feel like Boombox is... I feel like he's got to be at least a pivotal shot caller for this team. I don't know that for sure. I just get that feeling because they look considerably more put together this game. Even though it was Washington, they just...
Yeah. I mean, it's
everything was crisp and well executed.
They looked like Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they lost the map, but I'm not really worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
Teams pick up maps. It happens. Everybody's not New Yorking. Even they lost maps, for crying out loud. I mean, they got full held today on Numbani. I didn't even go on my fucking how the fuck did Florida not complete Horizon Lunar Colony rant. I actually had people in the middle of the store looking at me like they couldn't fucking finish Horizon. And people are looking at me like I was on a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
It was kind of hilarious. Anyway.
Yeah, Philly's here.
Yeah.
They just look great. So let's move on to number 4.
Oh, the Bros by the Bay.
Yep.
But
San Francisco Shock.
I'm going to say one thing. I call them the Bros by the Bay. Watching them play Hangzhou, their game sense and their game intelligence, although I call them bros, is way above bro level.
Oh, absolutely.
They are so smart when they play. And then you throw Violet in there, who's just a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
They are scary.
And it's nothing against Sleepy, but man, Violet has been like a world changer for this team.
Yeah.
Like, they look like as good as they looked with Sleepy, like Violet has elevated them to another level to where they are an elite team.
Yeah, he's on that Jonak level of insanity.
Impact. Yeah, and just the impact that he brings. He's right up there with the best Zenyatas in the league.
Yeah, and then you throw in, the weakest position right now is main tank. They would not be in this position if Super and Smurf were slightly better in this meta on main tank.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're basically feeding right now.
Right. That's really their biggest weakness is their main tank, and I'm not sure. Really, the only thing that can fix it is a meta change, and obviously we're going to get that, and we talked about that endlessly at this point. What feels like, but yeah, like that's really their best shot.
Yeah, and boy, are they ready for a meta change.
Yeah, they are.
Like their roster.
Oh God. Yeah, no kidding.
Yep, I'm afraid of that.
Yeah,
I'm in New York, but Sinatra proved a lot to me. Like just watching him play Zarya, just his intelligence and everything. He's cocky as fuck, and you want to hate him. But then you watch him play, you're like, holy cow, dude, you are amazing at this game.
Right. And it's so frustrating because, you just look at his face and you're just like, I just want to smack you. Yeah. Like, he just looks like the kind of, like, in a comedy show, he's like the kind of teenage kid that would, like, give the main character a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got that face. Like, he would just say some snarky thing to, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like It's Always Sunny when they see those teenagers that just kind of bully them. Yeah. Like you guys are a bunch of losers. Like he reminds me of that.
He's Val Kilmer in Top Gun.
Yes.
What the fuck was his name?
Oh God, why is that blanking me right now?
I didn't really like that movie, but I just remember the part where he just bites for no reason at fucking Tom Cruise. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell was his name? Maverick was Goose? Tom Cruise. No, that was the guy that was on ER.
Oh, yeah.
And Revenge of the Nerds. Fuck, now I gotta look that up.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's move on.
All right, we'll move on.
So we talked about
the comments and call us idiots.
Right. So at number 3, we've got
Anti-bros.
Yep. Exactly. Even though their fans are mostly bros.
Yeah, well...
Their team themselves are the anti-bros.
Oh, I love this team.
Oh my god, right?
They're so fun. And they actually...
They're so fun to watch, and they just absolutely mashed Paris.
Yeah.
And honestly, the biggest thing that they proved is on Anubis, when they didn't have Dufran in, and they were running that wacky comp with Junkrat, or, well, not so wacky, but they were running last year's
the
defense.
Junkrat Widow thing?
Yeah, the Junkrat Widow Orisa.
That always works there, though.
It does. It works really well, and they executed it flawlessly.
Their execution, let's go over that. When they come up with a wacky or different strats, they must practice it a lot, because when they're that confident in it working that they just go out there. It's not like I don't know if this is going to work or they just go out there. Fuck it, man. This is working. Let's go.
We're doing this.
And then you got Dogman fucking screaming.
Yeah, Dogman screaming. You got just the whole team just not caring and just like they are out for blood. And I love it. And
the best was Monte Cristo and guys that were like, I didn't think this team was this good, but wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dogman was calling, what's his name, a feeder? They're fucking...
Was it Cruz or Ben
it
Best?
It was Cruz. He was calling Cruz a feeder.
He called Cruz a feeder.
Like to the crowd.
He screamed it to the crowd.
It's like wrestling with them, man. It's fucking awesome.
I love it. Like they're finally getting an edge. Like this is exactly what we wanted last season when when everyone was all buddy and like, oh, I don't want to call him out because we used to play together. Or, like it's just all friendly competition. It's like, no, man, you guys are getting paid now. Like this is what you get paid to do.
Just let it out. You think someone said that? We want a little bit of.
We want some edge. We want some competition, some friendly banter, and like some smack talk.
I mean, hateful.
Yeah, you don't have to be. You don't need to drag it to like the toxic garbage that you get in
Bengals Steelers game.
Your ranked stuff, but like it doesn't need to turn into ladder. But
or Bengals Steelers.
Yeah, no kid. Oh God,
fighting.
Probably the dirtiest. Like two of the dirtiest teams playing each other. Yeah. Jesus Christ, I hate both of those teams so much.
It makes it fun.
They're super fun. Obviously, that play from Dufran was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
By the way, Neptuno called him out on that because Neptuno and Snillo started doing that on ladder, on stream, and someone clipped it and put it on Reddit, and they were just like, him and Moss were like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's go, dude."
Yeah. Let's go, dude.
Let's go over the roof, dude.
And it worked flawlessly. And
who the fuck's expecting that?
Right? And that's the other thing is like Dufran just continuing to prove that he is an incredible Zarya and just an incredible player. When he went on Route 66 to single-handedly capture point 2 or the first point, like they look dead in the water.
Yeah.
He switches to Tracer
and just went ham. Went
goes
profit.
Off. Gets how many kills did he get? Like 3 or 4?
He got a 3 or 4 kill.
Just ridiculous.
I was gonna say I said go ham. We should just change it. He went profit and got a 5K.
Right. Right. Exactly. Like no, we're not losing, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I popped off, dude. Chad, what do you think about that?
Watch. And that's the thing that like the biggest thing I got out of this week is that they don't necessarily need Dufran to play at the high level that they are able to. And
no, they don't.
That shows
that whole team is great.
Scare everybody.
Yeah. Daco and Popo are a great tank line. Mm-hmm. Masa and Dogman are really good. I'm not going to say they're great because they get out of position and they get a little fucking over aggressive on the supports, which I don't mind to an extent, but they're just fun to watch.
Oh, for sure. I think they have Erster has proven that he is a very versatile,
Erster's great
very
too.
good player. Nailer or Nailer or whatever.
I call him Nailer.
Yeah, Nailer just sounds better, and I think the casters keep calling him Nlayer, I think. I don't. It just sounds dumb to me, but he played really well for the little bit that he played today. But I was on that map specifically on Anubis. I was very impressed with Erster's Junkrat.
Yeah,
his Junkrat was ridiculous.
It was, and I can't wait for Junkrat to be viable again. I'm so happy for that.
Right.
Hey, Houston, you got a meta coming up, so get ready.
Right. So you can... Yeah.
So you can feed on Florida and Washington.
Oh, God.
I'm going to keep trolling, even though my team is terrible. I don't care.
It's
anyway,
just fun. They have so many fans, and they're so vocal, and it's fun to put them down.
Yeah. I like the hate. I'm with Monty. Yeah. I'll be the evil guy. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Don't like it.
I will be, too. I'm right there with you.
Don't like the truth. God. Well, anyway, let's go to number 2.
We got the Vancouver Titans. Yeah, basically our top 3 has not changed.
Yeah, and
all 3 of these teams just did nothing but solidify their position of being elite,
dominant,
incredibly dominant teams.
And Vancouver is, New York and Vancouver are kind of the same team.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, hey, you're not going to beat us.
Yeah.
Try. You might come close. In the end, we're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And this team, I know I kept knocking them before the season started, but not knocking them, but you need to hold your horses.
Be like, let's cool it on this team. I don't think they're going to be. And I was right there with you on that. I was not convinced that they were going to be this team that's just going to come in and take the league by storm, and no one's going to be able to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But they very much and very clearly are that kind of team, because holy God, it's unreal.
Yeah. The way they play,
coordination, just from top to bottom, it's ridiculous.
And they don't let up.
No.
It's just amazing and awesome. And I love watching that when teams are just nope.
Yep.
We'll give you that
until the last map.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we'll empty the bench. You guys can win this one for you.
Yeah. It's like we talked earlier about New York. It's just a fourth quarter in an NBA game when it's 30 points.
Right.
But you got to be careful with that.
Mm-hmm. You need those
they
maps.
Still end up 4-0. So
but
it doesn't matter.
Even with losing that, they are still at a ridiculous map differential.
Yeah. But
and they played 2 less games than New York. They're at +9. This team is insane.
They are, and I hope to God we get them together with New York.
I can't wait until they play each other. I'm so bummed that they don't play each other at all this stage.
I know, it's going to be fantastic. Because who knows what next stage is going to bring with the way the meta is going to be and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way I see it, they're not going to be bad.
Oh, no. No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're like New York. It doesn't matter what the meta is. They're still going to be right up there as one of the best teams.
Unless it's some whack-ass weird Brigida meta.
Even then, I still think...
Yeah, well, New York did weird in that. They didn't...
Yeah. Well, I feel like that was more so New York just kind of burning out at that point more than anything else.
Yeah. This year, that's not going to happen, I don't think. And
no.
competition.
I think the way that everything is set up, just schedule-wise and everything, is very... And they're such a meticulous team and organization, both Vancouver and New York, that they're just not going to let that happen.
Yeah, and the schedule's a lot better.
Yeah, the schedule's a lot better. And I feel like they will know how to figure out how to prevent that from happening.
Vancouver, let's just talk about them for a minute more, and then we'll move on to the other team.
Yeah.
Their tanks are the 2 best tanks in the league, possibly, next to the other team.
Mm-hmm.
And watching them play is so fucking fun to watch.
It's insane.
Watching tank play should not be like, this was fun to watch, but watching Bumper and Janu play together and do what they do is just awesome.
It's insane. Bumper makes these hyper-aggressive plays, but he makes them work because the rest of the team is there to follow up on it. And
resources. He gets resources.
He gets resources from the rest of his team, but he also manages what he has at such a great level. The dude's unreal.
Him and Mono, for some reason, they could have 2 bars of health left, and for some reason they fucking stay alive. It's
how many times? I think it was on Nepal. How many times? Which part was it? I think it was the village part of the
village.
Nepal.
Yeah.
How many times did he run around the corner, have 60 health, and then just get healed right back up to full?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Insane.
You should be dead.
Yeah.
Why are you not dead? But
why are you not running back from spawn right now? Yeah. Instead, you're right here. Oh, there's your shatter. Okay. Yeah. There's a freaking grav, and you have your shatter again.
Yeah, and they just have great players, and I know we didn't watch them. Yeah, and we didn't watch them much out of this meta because we don't really do too much with the contenders thing.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming when we get to a DPS meta that these guys are going to be fine.
Yeah,
with the DPS guys they have,
with the likes of Siomensu and Haxel. I think they'll be just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. So, that brings us to number 1. Yeah.
Yep. New York Excelsior. I mean, who else is it going to be?
Yeah.
You are clearly not even watching the league if you don't think this is the best team in the league.
And honestly, I will say 1 and 1A now with them in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Still a tick above, though, a little bit.
Yes. Mostly because of their track record and then just how thoroughly they are manhandling some of their opponents.
Yeah. And just watching them play, watching Meko and Mono, as much as Bumper and Janu are fun to watch, Meko and Mono are just a clinic on how to fucking tank.
Yes.
They're just ridiculous.
Unfreaking believable how in sync with each other that they are, and just they can do no wrong, it feels like.
Yeah. I tweeted out, Mono is the tank that Fissure wants to be. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't joking about that either. This dude is unbelievable. He doesn't get enough credit. We and everybody else always talks about Bumper, and you talk about Fissure, and you talk about Fate, and you talk about Muma and Oj. This guy he should be at the top of your discussion.
Oh, for sure.
And Gesture, you know what I mean? It should be like Gesture, Mono, Fissure, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And don't give me Muma. Anyway.
Yeah, this team it's unreal, the things that they're able to do.
It's getting it's like it was last year. All right, we can talk for 10 minutes about Jonak.
Now I feel like we could do the same thing about Nene.
Yeah. And I was going to say, now you got Nene and you got Animo playing an unbelievably great fucking Lucio.
Yep.
And just continuing on down the line. I mean...
Yeah, and the biggest thing, Nene showed his Tracer skills today, and he may have basically pushed Sabiobi off the roster.
Yeah.
Even if there is a Tracer meta, you might want Nene on the Tracer.
Starfield, man. New kid in town.
Right.
He was unbelievable. And he's unbelievable on the Zarya. And he's one of those damn people that's like Prophet. I have, the feeling, I know for a fact, if that new hero comes in, he'll be like, oh, yeah, let me see that. Oh yeah, that's easy. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Right.
Watching him play Zarya, and watching any of these guys play Zarya is amazing, but wow.
He's just a completely another level.
But their team's at another level, too.
They really are.
and it's communication, and they all know where each other's going to be all the time. They know what's going to happen. They have these set plans. Yeah, sometimes they go awry, but someone always does something. Mono makes a pick. Meko does something. Jonak picks somebody off. They had no business taking Volskaya today. They had 3 people on the point. Fucking Jonak took out 2 people. Meko got somebody, and Mono took out somebody, and it was done. They had 3 people against 5. And they won. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you only need 1 tick or something like that, but still.
Right.
The fight, everybody else would have backed out of that. 3-5? Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, but Jonak just was fucking right-clicking people's faces off.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Like, this team, just...
Yeah.
Unreal.
It is unreal. All right.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that is going to do it for the power rankings. Thanks a lot for joining us. We will obviously be talking to you in the middle of the week with picks and, all the good stuff, our previews with our fantasy, which we don't want to talk about this week because we probably sent you guys on some wrong path.
Yeah.
Anything?
The things that we told you not to do were right.
Yeah. Well, we told you to sit on AKM.
Yes.
Play AKM now. We'll talk about that later in the week.
Yeah.
And we'll go over, our in our sites and all that stuff. We will hit you with all that stuff. Don't forget to hit our High Noon Pick'em, the Unlimited Fantasy League. There's still time. It's going to go stage by stage. So if you don't hit it now, wait till stage 2 and pick it up. There's prizes in every stage. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate all the comments, listening to our bantering, and feel free to hit a like, a subscribe on YouTube, rate us on iTunes, and just don't say we're a bunch of suckbag suckers or whoever the hell posted that. That was hilarious. Thanks a lot, by the way, for listening and calling us a bunch of trash bags. Anyway.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. His name is Jake Lull. I'm assuming Houston fan.
Yeah, probably.
Or was it Jake just trolling me? Hey, Jake, your meta's coming up. Anyway, on that note, later, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.